Howdy, folks. I'm the world's largest spoon.
I'm Amber.
And here's some Reddit. Alright, folks, our first letter today is titled, Am I a jerk for not leaving my job interview to help my husband find his lost pet? I know that I'm going to sound heartless in this post. I'm hoping you guys can get a glimpse of my stance and why I chose the path that I did. My husband, a 25-year-old male, got himself a dog like 2 years ago, I believe, and it's been really hard on me. I had a lot of trauma surrounding dogs in general, neglect as a child, followed by being put in foster care due to my mom choosing her dogs over me. I never wanted a dog, but I also knew it was important to him, and I didn't actually say no to it, so I understand that it's my fault. He did know how I felt about it, though. Prior to him getting the dog, we had what I would consider a pretty perfect life. Financial stability, great communication, lots of love, etc. My husband spent every moment he could with me and the kids when he wasn't working. Since he's gotten the dog, things have been tense. He spends more time with the dog now. He yells at the kids for something that he would laugh and coo when the dog does the same thing. He only has about 2 hours with us before his work schedule, but now it's like 20 minutes and he spends it with us and the rest is with his dog, taking her out for car rides because she wants to get out of the house. Not going out on outings with me and the kids anymore unless the dog can go too, and then he spends the whole time throwing sticks for the dog or chasing her around while I'm managing our kids on my own. Hess has gotten us kicked out of places like restaurants because he insists upon bringing his dog. Anyways, it's been tense. And then, 2 months ago, his dog ran into some medical issues. My husband spent 3 weeks nonstop crying and refusing to speak to us. When he did, it was him snapping or getting frustrated. It cost us over $16,000 for all of the dog's medical bills, and that's not including the now added expense of $450 roughly a month for the dog's treatments. And due to this, I have to look for a better paying job because if not, we're not going to be doing so hot. To put it lightly, my husband makes much more than I do, and I need to find a job with just about equal pay, which is pretty near impossible. He makes $36 an hour, and minimum wage is only $13 an hour in our area. But miracles happen apparently, and I got a job interview paying at $32 an hour starting off, and my interview was this morning at 10 a.m. I showed up at 9:45 a.m. and almost immediately following me walking through the doors, I get a frantic phone call from my husband. He was screaming, crying, etc., saying that he lost his dog and was begging me to go help him find her. But I said no. I admittedly felt a really misplaced sense of relief when he told me that he lost her, and I know that sounds terrible, and I won't try to defend myself on that, but the idea of losing out on this money opportunity for not only myself, but my kids as well, over a dog that has caused a huge wall in my household. I just couldn't do it. A side of him I've never seen before came out when I told him no. I was called names, I was screamed at, and I was belittled, being told that I am heartless and not caring that his dog was gone. And maybe I am, because I truly did not care. Am I the jerk for refusing to leave the interview to help him? And edit to add, I forgot to add this. He was screaming at me not even a week ago about me getting another job. As in, he wanted me to work 2 jobs so he could pay for his dog's medical bills. When I told him that I got an interview, he made some kind of comment like, "You better not mess this up." So me not leaving the job interview wasn't just for the money aspect. I had been screamed at about the job anyways, so I wasn't about to get an earful from him afterwards if I missed the interview, which would have happened. All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk, but you need to get out of this relationship if you can, OP. Like, this is not healthy.
Yeah.
And he's, even if he, like, if he doesn't get the dog back, he's going to blame you and fault you. And if he does, it's going to go back to the same. There's no winning here.
No, there really isn't any winning, and I think you have to acknowledge that the husband that you married, the perfect life that you had at one point in time, is gone unless he can go into therapy and work out some major issues that he has here. You are not going to get your old life back. And I think there's a part of you that hopes that things are going to return back to normal when the dog is gone, but I don't think it's going to. I think he's going to be angry. I think he's going to be bitter. I think that this is just not a good situation for you. And kind of your worst fears have happened in the respect that your mother abandoned you for dogs, and now your husband has abandoned you for dogs. And I can't blame you in the least for feeling a little bit of relief, because this is kind of one of those almost survivor type guilt type of situations where you feel relief because now this burden is off your shoulders.
Right. I mean, sorry. You're shouldering an immense amount of debt because of the dog. You
Yeah.
have no time with your husband anymore,
Yeah.
and anytime he's just snapping at you and the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's verbally abusing you all, and that's not healthy. That's not good. And you feel like if the dog goes away, that will fix things. And
Yeah.
again, it's not going to fix things. The man you married is not there anymore.
Yeah. And I mean, that's certainly not to say that I wish any ill harm to the dog, because I
Mm-hmm.
personally don't. I
Oh, of
mean,
course
and
not.
like, I think that this is, I can't put too fine of a point on that. All I'm saying is that I can't blame OP for feeling a little bit of relief for
Right.
something that has caused her so much trauma and hurt.
Yeah, the
So I
dog is
did want to clarify
Yeah, the
that.
dog is an innocent party in all
Yeah.
of this. The problem is the husband and
Yeah.
the way he's mistreating everyone.
Yeah, and that's really what it boils down to. You have a husband problem more than anything, and you're going to need this pay raise for when you get divorced, because now you're going to be supporting your household on this money. And I mean, I would not rely on your husband for child support at this point in time, unfortunately. So I just don't honestly see this relationship being salvageable. I really wish that there was some other like option here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how he could do this when your family literally needs the income. Like,
Yeah.
you are being financially responsible here.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, OP mentions in the comments that, like, there are other family members he could have asked, but for some reason he couldn't burden them with that.
Yeah.
It had to be OP. And that sounds like a power move. Like, a lot
Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
sounds like a power move.
Yeah, it seems really like he's just trying to control OP, and he's wants essentially OP to do everything that he wants her to do.
Because, like, if I lost a pet and, like, my childhood cat did go missing briefly, we asked everyone to go looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't and so, like, I don't know why. Like, I understand him being frustrated that OP can't help him,
Yeah.
but he should have just immediately then gone to his other family and friends and gotten them on the case instead of just hounding OP.
Yeah, I agree on that. I think that that's really what this boils down to. Anyhow, take care and good luck. And training moment 6814 says, not the jerk, your job is your livelihood. Getting this new, better paying job was of the utmost priority on that specific day and time. The dog could have gotten kidnapped, run over, or who knows what, and you still would have needed to do that interview. Was the dog found later? And OP replies that I'm not sure if he found the dog. He won't take my phone calls and isn't home. So I think that this is a pretty good indicator that this relationship has kind of run its course. And that's really sad. I mean, I like happy endings, and this one is just not a happy ending. Speaking of unhappy endings, our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for locking my boyfriend in his room whenever I shower? I'm a 20-year-old female, and he is a 21-year-old male. And we've been dating for about 3 years, and we've been living together for about a year. I am a night showerer, and it's a safe place for me to relax, clean, and really focus on my well-being. I feel very vulnerable when I shower, and it's a very private place for me, especially because I grew up in a conservative family where nudity was shameful. About 2 months ago, I found out that my boyfriend had been spying on me when I shower. I always left the bathroom door unlocked because it's also where the toilet is, and I take quite long showers. I told him that I really didn't like what he was doing for the reasons I summarized above, and he agreed to stop. Well, about 2 weeks ago, I found out that he's been doing it again, And I asked him why, and he told me one, he didn't understand my fear because we've had adult fun time before and he's seen me naked plenty of times. Two, it wasn't like he was some kind of creep and he was my boyfriend.
Spoiler alert, you are some kind of creep, OP's boyfriend.
And generally, he said that he was offended that I didn't trust him enough. I told him that I wasn't going to shower anymore unless he locked himself in his room, and strangely, our flat has locks on both sides, on the inside and the outside of the door, so I can lock it from the outside. And after a couple of days of this ended up resulting in the biggest fight yet. He said that I was treating him inhumanely, like a prisoner, for admiring me, and that I was taking it too far. I feel like it was very harsh for me to lock him in, and that if there was some kind of accident, he could get hurt because of me locking him in. Have I taken this too far? Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
I'm going to reserve judgment on the locking thing, especially because it sounds like he consented to it to some degree. But there's a bigger issue at play. He's 100% a jerk, and you need to get out of this relationship, OP. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you're resorting to locking him inside of a room so that you can have privacy, then there's no way you can trust him in future relationship decisions. Like, what other, like, how, this isn't going to resolve
right,
itself,
he
right?
has no problem steamrolling your boundaries.
Yeah,
And like, just because he's seen you naked before, that does not give him a right to see you naked
yeah.
whenever he wants to.
This is a matter of consent.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not he sees you naked is a matter of consent. That's your decision. And the fact that he's trying to make it sound like this is something that he's owed, that he is entitled to, is just really terrible
It
area.
is, right. And the fact that he's been doing this secretly,
Yeah,
like, and you had to catch him shows that he knows it's not right. And he
yeah,
may even be getting some kind of voyeuristic pleasure out of it.
yeah,
You didn't consent to that. Like,
exactly.
and even if you consent to something, like, so he saw you naked once, that's not permission for him to then see you naked
Exactly.
whenever he wants. You can
Exactly.
revoke consent at any point in time.
Yeah. And I think that's really what this boils down to. You can't trust him, and if you can't trust him, then I don't know how you're going to build a future relationship with him. So I don't think locking him in the room is going to change anything. It just is going to prolong how long this relationship takes to basically fall apart. And I think that maybe this is kind of run its course because you clearly can't trust him. So I don't know what else you can do other than go to a group counseling with him and try to work things out. But also, I don't know that I would trust him.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyhow, take care and good luck. And a broad temporary 5359 says, not the jerk, run as fast as you can away from this guy. This is abusive, and he knows that you need to be alone when you shower, and he's also doing it secretly. Yuck. It's really, really strange and not normal at all, especially given the boundaries that you have explained. This does not sound like a safe environment to live in.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure there aren't any cameras anywhere. That's actually a really good point
Mm-hmm.
because if he's willing to go this far with, spying on you, he could be spying on you in other ways. Or may even set up cameras so that he doesn't have to worry about, not spying on you. It's really gross.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is why I'm saying it's hard to trust someone like this.
Mm-hmm.
And Forsaken Program 450 says, spying on someone, be it your own girlfriend or a stranger, is not okay. He apparently has no respect for you and your boundaries, and I would seriously question whether you want a relationship with someone like that, not the jerk. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and courtesy of Amber, so she also got me my tea yesterday. So let me know what kind of tea you think I have, and Amber's also got a joke.
This is a joke from,
The AFK Panda.
yes, let me see if I can remember it. Why are mummies so vain?
Why are mummies so vain?
Because they're always wrapped up in themselves.
And that's a really good one. So thank you for sharing that, the AFK Panda. I really appreciate it. I thought it was very clever, so I enjoyed it a lot. And I have licorice spice. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Happy Friday, Junior's Eve. I hope your week is going great, and we will see you all here tomorrow.
Bye.